Welcome, Nathan.
Thanks for having us.
How are you?
Good, good.
And welcome, Chloe.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your film and a bit about the two of you as well, because you directed the film.
So we co-directed it and co-produced it, but there just wasn't enough space in the
Credits.
The credits thing, yeah, essentially. But we saw the production. So we saw a monologue at Monologue Slam in Stratford East.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And so the lead actor, actually, who's in the short, it's basically his monologue. And so we actually approached him afterwards 2 years ago to turn it into a short film.
I see. That was really interesting. So how did you find that, Chloe?
Yeah, I loved it. And the moment we saw, his name's Ben Woodhall, great actor. We saw him on stage and it was 2 minutes of monologue, and we caught up with him afterwards, said like what was the story behind the monologue, and he said he wrote it himself, and we asked him if he wanted to collaborate and make it into a short film.
Oh, it was him that wrote it?
Yeah, so he wrote it as a monologue, so all the other kind of characters were kind of in his head. He had actually, it was as an exercise in drama school, he had lines for the other characters and the other actors in the piece. But essentially we worked with him to flesh out the actors and a bit of the banter to make it more live for a short film, as opposed to just lines that helped feed his monologue, if that makes sense.
What is it you wrote recently? No.
So we have another short that's in post-production at the moment, which we didn't write, but we collaborated with the writer. So I suppose we develop, maybe, if that's the thing.
Yeah,
it is a thing. We develop with other writers. I have written a few shorts that I kind of have sitting there. I still think they need a bit of work. I haven't studied writing or anything like that, so I kind of want...
You don't need to really, do you really?
No, maybe not, but I don't know, maybe I need that to kind of feel confident with it, but I don't know, I feel like I want to collaborate with writers to basically kind of fine-tune what I've already written. But I think I've got loads of ideas, so if anyone's out there that wants to kind of collaborate, holla.
Oh, but seriously, I absolutely loved this one. And was there anything with this short film that you did that was kind of like hard, because it was quite raw at times and quite, I don't know, uncomfortable in places, as it would do because it was in a prison. But then, so what is he going to say next? Was it quite difficult to create that atmosphere that you created when you were making this?
I don't think it was difficult because we had great actors, and we had a lot of rehearsal time, and that was a huge advantage, being able to work with the actors for a good few weeks beforehand. And because it was all in one room and it was all the same actors, it just meant that they had a really good rapport with each other, so they could build that atmosphere, and like with the drop of a hat they could create that tension really quickly, and that massively helped in shooting it in 2 days.
2 days? Wow, man, that must have been hard.
2.5 because we had a second shoot as well in another location.
Half day for prison?
Half day for the prison scenes in the beginning, but the rest of it was just 2 days intense.
Did you actually film in a prison?
It's a place called the Old Police Station, which is a kind of an old disused prison that you can rent, basically.
Wow.
But in terms of the kind of banter and the kind of vibe that we were able to get, it was really through, in rehearsals, kind of doing some workshops, just improvising random scenes and scenarios based on the different characters essentially, and getting them to improvise so that they really felt comfortable with each other and able to kind of push each other in the actual piece.
Because it was so real, it was really real. So with the improvised pieces that they did you actually capture some of that in the actual film, or was it left to the side? It
was left to the side, but so for example we knew the essence of some of the characters. So for example, the character of Ian, who is the one who's running the quiz, who's kind of like doesn't really fit in that world, so we ran quite a few different improvisations where they were just kind of taking the piss out of him, and I think that carried over into the actual short film.
Lovely. So what's next for you, Chloe?
We have a film that I directed end of last year, which is currently in editing, called Alpha and Omega, so hopefully that will come out next year when I have time to finish editing it.
And what's that about? Is that about the lady
couple?
Right, I remember that one, yeah.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
That's all, yeah, just leave it right there. I love that. That was kind of like telling me to shut up too.
We're both working in post-production on Alpha and Omega. I've got a few short film scripts that I've got that just still need a little bit of work. So yeah, next year should be a busy year, but for now we're focused on Alpha and Omega.
There's a lot of patience that's involved in all of this, isn't there? Because as you said, the Alpha and Omega, I mean, when did you actually film that to now when it's just being edited?
So we filmed it end of last year, but also Nathan and I both have full-time jobs in the film industry in as a film sales agent and a film financier. So yeah, it's kind of tough doing a 9 to 5, and then weekends and evenings are solely for us.
The both of you are an amazing combination, can I just say? So thank you very much for admitting your film, and we really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Nathan.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Chloe.
Thank